it's way too much damage. Stop him with the block! He found charge jump!
And he found
wow.
Wow.
Oh, what?
He gets out!
Somewhere there's a covert muffin just applauding this seed.
Holy crap.
Oh man, this is gonna come down to execution in the final escape, isn't it?
Sure is.
Every seed
Our
does.
favorite phrase.
Got Rue versus Gecko. This should be a really, really exciting match to watch. My name is Romulus, and I am joined today by Liftoff. Liftoff, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited for this match. I think it's going to be a treat to watch. It is sadly a lower bracket match, which means the loser of this match will sadly be out of the tournament while the winner continues on. But I think it's still going to be a lot of fun watching these talented runners duke it out in the randomizer. Rom, what can you tell me about Rue?
Yeah, so we were able to chat with both our runners for the race, and I was able to talk to Rue real quick, asking her about what she was hoping from the seed, how she felt about it, and she's hoping for anything with Bash. She also really likes Charge Jump and Climb or Stomp. She's just looking for a way to break some walls and go up. And against Gecko, she's feeling pretty solid. She's usually pretty nervous, but she knows that even if she loses, she had a good time during the process, and she just hopes that she performs well. And of course, we all hope the same for both our runners as well. And she just wants to thank the community and all the organizers of the event for doing a really well done job so far. And yeah, so thanks to Rue for taking our questions. Liftoff, what about Gecko? What did he have to say?
Well, I chatted with Gecko, and he's basically said that he's fine with whatever in this seed. He doesn't really have any wishes. He's just hoping for a match where neither of the players gets randoed, and they both have a chance to show what they can do without the rando defeating both of them, as it sometimes is liable to do. Gecko himself is quite experienced. He's played in both of the past randomizer tournaments, and he's had a lot of fun in this tournament. He wasn't quite happy with how the prelims went. He was very nervous, but he's been happy with the brackets. So I think he's just going to have a great time today, and I hope we get a seed that facilitates both our runners having a good time and giving us something enjoyable to watch.
Absolutely agree with that. We always are looking for a good matchup between both of our runners here, hoping that nobody is going to get randoed, as we like to call it. And looks like we are off to the races here. Our runners both choosing to skip the prologue. Very good choice. That is
Definitely.
yes, indeed. So, Liftoff, what are you hoping to see from these first few pickups? What do you think we might encounter?
Well, as much as I like playing the early charge jump seeds, I would like to see something different. We've seen a lot of those. We've seen a lot of early climb seeds. I would like to see something radically different. Like, I don't know, early grotto TP maybe or something, and then finding Bash over there, or an early swamp TP and then finding Bash over there. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, that does sound pretty entertaining. So instead, our runners first found some experience at the start. Nothing too exciting, but that was enough to give them a really quick level up, which both our runners decided to take the opportunity to use that level up and break those brambles that are normally covering up the teleporter. Very smart play on both their ends. And we find a second energy for our other pickup here.
Yeah, definitely. Our runners now picking up Sign. This is the first of the 11 skills that they have to skill locations they have to visit. This one isn't randomized. This just gives you Sign, as it would also in vanilla. Just the ability to attack basic enemies and deal damage is quite useful, and playing the rando without it is a pain. Some people do it, but I personally wouldn't recommend it, and it seems the developers of the randomizer agree with me, because Sign is not randomized. Thank God for that. They've also picked up the maps down here. They haven't found progression, so the following pickup must be something. And it is charge jump. Well, I guess.
We get another infamous charge jump seed.
Another one of these. It's fine. It's a good skill, and I'm sure our runners are happy.
Yeah, it's one of the more powerful early game skills. Both our runners are going to take that down into Blackroot, since that is the only other available option for them. Both of them did remember to grab that one pickup on the far right side, so good call by them. They're going to take this one ability point that they have, and they're going to open up the ability menu, place a save after we enter the trigger zone for a cutscene, and we're going to be able to just waltz right past it without having to watch the cutscene.
Yeah, definitely. That's a trick known as save anywhere, and you're going to be seeing that a lot in this race. And our runners, Gecko on the right side picking up wall jump. That's a great pickup to find, especially when having charge jump. Charge jump gives you the verticality, but doesn't allow you to interact with walls. So picking up charge jump alongside it makes the early game traversal so much more comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you there. Wall jump normally is a pretty standard find in the early game. However, having it with charge jump is really nice, more of just like a comfort for our runners if they might not be as experienced, not having wall interaction. We also see an extra air dash on the side of Gecko there. Cutie will also find that pickup here in just a moment. And Gecko opting to just go up the spikes, and he's going to take a quick death, but not a big deal. He did place a safety save a little ways back. He's going to have to do this movement again, but not a big deal. This particular area here in Blackroot can be definitely tricky to navigate your way through. But actually, Rue there on your left was able to leave the orb on the platform and just, decided to walk on over without even grabbing it. Very nice play. And yeah, they're going to continue along through this section. This is kind of an auto-scroller. Not really a whole lot you can do to speed up the process, but they're going to be heading over towards the dash tree in just a moment.
Yeah, there's a small route divergence here. Gecko is doing this fairly difficult movement, trying to get back up, and he's not having much luck. This is a very precise jump, and he has to Alt R, which means Rue is in the lead, but she drops down to the BRB pit as well. Just some nerves, I think, showing from our runners. This is definitely difficult traversing Blackroot and all these small narrow platforms with charge jump, which is a great skill for traversal, but can be surprisingly difficult to land very precisely with it. And I think our runners are going to. And it seems our runners have nearly synced up when going into this room. So, still definitely an exciting race to watch further.
Yeah. And notable, however, Rue was able to get another ability point here on your left side. Gecko was not able to get quite as much experience, which is going to cost a little bit of time. Not something, crazy significant, but Rue will be able to use that single ability point and level up to skip another cutscene here by this statue that both our runners actually placed a save next to. So Rue will have a slight advantage coming out of this little area, but nothing that Gecko can't come back from.
Gecko could maybe do the Crusher's blind movement, hoping to find something behind there, but he's just opting. Oh no, and that's exactly what he's doing. This is normally a traversal that you would do while a cutscene is playing that you're stacking on top of another one, but it pays off for Gecko. He finds a large amount of experience, enough to level him up twice, and he can skip the cutscene here now. But that large amount of experience also tells us something. Rom, what does it tell us?
Yeah, that was 153 experience here behind the Crushers. That is an abnormally high number, so that does clue the runners that in order to access that pickup, That would be a little bit later in the seed. So finding Dash might not happen right away. However, Rue on your left side is going to be grabbing this first tree. We need to get a total of 10 of them throughout the run. They all look pretty similar, spread out in different locations. Once we visit our third tree, we will actually get a clue as to one of our dungeon keys might be located. We're going to see Gecko on the right side of your screen also collecting it. And with that find, as well as the one that Rue just collected on the left, we have 4 energy, and that's a pretty significant number.
Indeed. 4 energy allows us to pass through 4 energy doors, which you open by slotting in 4 energy into them. And notably, there's one directly to the right of spawn, giving access to an area we call the Death Gauntlet, and then further ways into Moon Grotto and dropping down into Gumo's hideout, which is for the moment going to be what they have to do after finishing up with this area, because they still have only found 1 keystone and still can't access what is normally the first area, Sunken Blades.
Yeah, so that will be an interesting way to see our runners go about routing. Rue is actually going to decide to take charge jump and carefully maneuver over top of these crushers as well. And Gecko is going to collect a health cell with that first mapstone turn in. That'll be another nice little find. You know, getting up to 5 health is pretty comfy. Early stages of the game, having more health is always a welcome sight.
Notably, though, Gecko just picked up a second keystone, so at this juncture he has the chance of either going left into Glades or going right through the aforementioned 4 energy door. And given that he only actually has 2 energy and would need to visit a teleporter and save there to get back up to 4 energy, he's taking the play that I agree with of just going into Sunken Glades. He can check everything in there with just his charge jump, and it's a very dense area and he has to get it out of the way anyway because there's a tree waiting here. So I think this is a smart play from Gecko.
Agreed. This is a nice dense area, and we normally see it pretty early on since the only requirements to come over here are a handful of keystones, which both our runners now have. And we'll see actually if Rue decides to go the same way. No, she's actually opting to at least open up the Death Gauntlet with that 4 energy. We'll see if she decides to continue going over here to the right. She might just be heading back to the teleporter to refill on some energy so she can save a little bit later. We'll just have to wait and see. Meanwhile, Gecko is entering Spirit Caverns for a number of other pretty dense pickup area.
Yeah, smart play by Rue there. This not only saves her the door opening animation when she actually goes through that door, but it also means that when she comes back later, she will actually have energy at her disposal, and which will allow her to place a save. And it's an area called the Death Gauntlet. Saving before going through it sounds like a pretty good idea to me.
Yes, that area can be pretty scary. And also, since we have 4 energy and we have charge jump, that also does put Gladeser into logic. But both our runners only having currently out of energy on both sides. It looks like they're going to be either saving that for later or maybe not even bothering. That pickup can be a little bit long, so we'll have to see what they decide to do.
So far they found nothing here in left Glades, just some resources, keystones. They're up to 5 health both, and some experience, which is nice, but it's not further progression, which both of our runners are looking for at this point. Like you said, that Glazer pickup could come into logic, but I would be very surprised to see our runners go for it at this point, because they have a lot. They have a lot of pickups that they can check, and many of them are in locations that are far denser than that one-off pickup that takes a while to get to. One runner might decide to check it anyway as sort of a power play, or they might exhaust all the pickups they have access to and come back to it. But I would be surprised if we saw it immediately. And Rue, similarly to Gecko, went up into Spirit Caverns, checked the pickups there, but she's ignoring Glazer for now.
Yeah, definitely understandable. Like you so well put, that is definitely a long pickup, so one that a lot of people like to skip. And instead, Gecko's going to come down towards the wall jump tree. Having charge jump here will allow him to grab this pickup here, just an ability cell. But still, having early ability cells is always a welcome sight. Allows them to level up towards very useful things in the ability tree. So that's a nice little find. And we're going to collect... Oh, he's actually going to check this energy silver here for some experience. And he's rewarded with a mega energy. Very nice. That's our second tree down.
Yeah, as we already mentioned, on the next tree, whichever one that it ends up being, since they don't have blue breakage, I would assume it's probably going to be the double jump tree. Will give us our first clue of the race. Do you want to briefly talk about what the clue our runners in onto and why they're relevant?
Absolutely. So we're playing on Force Trees mode, so we're going to have to go to all these tree locations no matter what throughout the course of the randomizer. And one of those trees is located in the Ginzo tree, a little bit of treeception. And then our final area of the game is in Mount Horu. Both of these areas, the Ginzo tree and Mount Horu, require a specific dungeon key to access. The Ginzo tree requires the Water Vein, and the Mount Horu will require the Sunstone. And so we're going to need to collect both of these items. And once we hit that third tree, as well as the 6th tree and the 9th tree, our runners will get a clue as to where one of those keys are. It could also be a hint for the key to enter Forlorn Ruins, which most of the time we don't need to enter. So our runners are going to hope that we don't see that hint. But yeah, if they do, then we'll just have to keep playing until we potentially get another hint later on.
Yeah, definitely. The seed has been fairly linear so far. Rue is following in Gecko's footstep, is like a minute behind, I think.
Yeah, not too far behind. Deciding to enter the Death Gauntlet. Both runners having this mega energy through the Death Gauntlet. Pretty nice. Will allow them to place a couple extra saves. And since Rue had already opened up that door, she'll actually be able to hang on to this extra energy. We'll see if she decides to keep it and place it into one of the energy doors further along as we progress through Grotto, like Gecko just did on the right side of your screen. And he's going to be glitching this bridge open. It looks like he was a little bit late in terms of when he wanted to place that save. He's going to unfortunately drop down here, and he's going to miss out on a couple checks over by that area. However, not a big deal. He's going to continue down and check a few more things down here in Lower Grotto. Getting some more experience here. We'll see if he decides to go down to the right here. He's going to check this underwater pickup here for some more experience. That could clue our runners in that clean water also might be a little bit later on in the seed.
Yeah, as we alluded to earlier, experience values, it's not a hard and fast rule, but experience values tend to get higher the later on in logic they are placed by the seed. So, finding high values of experience in places that are locked uniquely by certain skills, dash behind the crushers as we had earlier, or underwater checks which are in standard logic all locked behind clean water, can tell us at which point in the seed the randomizer expects us to find that pickup. High experience values underwater means that clean water is likely to be late in the seed.
And we actually got to see Warmth returned, as well as a health cell on the right side of your screen by Gecko, as he was checking this Grotto Vault area. Warmth returned being a nice, cozy, comfy feeling inside. That's about all it's good for. Doesn't actually give our runners much of anything. But he did also find a health cell down there, so that's at least a nice consolation prize. He's going to be returning over into the Grotto area to get some more checks in. And actually on your left side, Brew is going to be able to get a couple checks we didn't see on Gecko's side. Yeah, nice save placement there to make sure she gets that cutscene skip. And we get an attack upgrade on the right side of the screen, which is pretty handy to have early on. It will allow our runners a little bit easier time taking out some enemies, but it's not really super required.
Yeah, it makes your shots and your charge flames and your grenades do a little more damage, which is nice quality of life, but not exactly what our runners are looking for at this point. Gecko is checking this map stone, and he's ducking over to the mini-boss. Maybe a smart Probably a smart play at this point. They are fairly light still on skills. As good as Charge Jump is, they do need something more. And Charge Jump allows them to two-cycle this boss, and you really don't want to orphan this. It's easy to say the mini-boss is slow, I don't want to do it. But coming back here is just even more painful.
Absolutely agreed. This pickup is kind of out of the way, and a lot of the times isn't really worth checking out. Like right here, it's only some experience. But that pickup could have absolutely, held Bash, or, our next little piece of progression. But our runners are going to have to do a little bit more digging before we figure out what our next progression actually is. Nice charge jump there between those crushers by Gecko. He's going to continue over to the right here. He's going to get yet another skill tree. That'll be his third.
And we're going to see that first clue that we've been talking about, and we're hoping that it's not the key. It's not the clue to the Gumon Seal. Gumon Seal is nice sometimes if you need to go into Forlorn, but even then you'd just rather have the Forlorn teleporter. Yeah, but the Water Vein and the Sunstone are absolutely essential, and they are the two items that you need to find in any randomizer seed before you can finish it.
Yes. So you'll see our runners potentially carefully routing how they want to go about collecting both of these hints for the keys, as well as when they decide to go digging for them. We'll see how they decide to route that in. We're actually going to see a quick check at the Glazer pickup from Rue on your left side. We did not see this by Gecko. So this will be a new pickup. So it'll be very interesting to see what we get. Meanwhile, Gecko on your right, he is going to get the hint for the Gumon Seal. That's a big old bummer. It's in Swamp. We probably don't really care, though.
Yeah. What's annoying about this is that we now know that our relevant dungeon hints are on tree 6 and tree 9, respectively. And tree 9 is pretty late in the seed. There's only 10 trees. And especially if the tree 9 hint is for the Water Vein, then it could mean that they have to complete every tree they have access to before they find out where that is. Roof picking up Charge Dash efficiency on Glazer. That's a nice pickup if you have Dash. It doesn't do anything if you don't. So jury's still out on whether that's going to become useful. But if our runners do happen to pick up Dash, then Rue is going to be very glad to have that.
Yeah, Charge Dash efficiency more or less doubles how many Charge Dashes you can do, which is very, very nice. We're actually going to see a handful of teleporters here collected on your right side by Gecko. He found the Swamp Teleporter, not too far away from where the Swamp Teleporter actually is. And then he also found the Sorrow Teleporter, which is a nice left side access for him. He's going to be able to, whenever he's ready, take that teleporter all the way down and collect a few trees on the left side that way. So nice little find. Hopefully we'll see Rue collect that one as well. Meanwhile, she is watching a cutscene to keep a teleporter over here. You can opt to skip this cutscene. However, if you do so, you will not be able to use this teleporter later. And it looks like Rue would rather just, get the little time loss out of the way early and just keep the teleporter in case she needs it later.
Yeah, definitely. Gecko checking the outer swamp loop here at the moment, and he's not really finding much for his troubles. There's not a lot of places where further progression could be. Rue finds the Sunstone, though. That's not useful right at this moment, but it's definitely something that she's going to be very glad to have, and a pickup that's going to be invaluable come the late game.
Yeah,
and I'm sure Rue is glad that she's found it now and doesn't have to think about maybe going hunting for that specific key. Still need the Water Vein, so they're not totally out of the woods yet in terms of dungeon keys, but it's definitely a relief to find that.
Yeah, getting the Sunstone out of the way early just means that they won't have to go looking for it. Since it's in a nice little spot, Gecko more than likely will find that same Sunstone. And we actually see Rue getting Charge Flame. Who decided to put Charge Flame that far above the Charge Flame tree? Well, still a nice find. Rue is going to be able to take that and open up all sorts of breakable blue plants, as well as breakable blue walls. So that's a nice find. We now have blue breakage as well as wall interaction. She's in a pretty good spot. Gecko might not get that pickup for a little while.
Yeah, Gecko is pretty far away from that, and it doesn't mean that that pickup was the only progression, right? There might very well be something that Gecko finds as well that's going to help him, but if that is the only progression, then I would say that's definitely an advantage for Rue.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll open up a number of checks for her if she wants to... well, actually, she hasn't even been over to Grotto yet. So when she decides to go to Grotto, she'll be able to check all sorts of things. And we actually see the glide find by Gecko on your right side of the screen. That is a very nice find. Glide, not really the most powerful skill in the game, but very, very nice in terms of, just making little sections easier, allows you to control your air momentum and airspeed a little bit better. So it's a very, very comfy pickup to have.
Hey Rom, do you know what that glide almost puts into logic? If they find one of Stomp or Bash to break a certain green wall, then Charge, Jump, Glide, and the Sunstone puts a certain very fiery mountain that I'm sure our runners would rather not visit until they absolutely have to into logic. That would definitely be something.
Oh no, you're absolutely right, Liftoff. Mount Horu very well could be coming up soon. Yeah, that could very well be where our progression lies. And we're actually going to see our runners kind of high five here as they approach the spider sack area in different directions. However, Rue does have that blue breakage. And while Gecko has glide, it's going to be a little harder for him to, make much of anything out of this area. But he does find another health cell. And Rue's going to be able to open up this vault here, this 4 energy door. And we're getting a lot of checks in here early, but we still don't have... Okay, there's a Grotto TP. Rue hasn't been over there quite yet, so that's actually a nice little find.
It looks like Gecko has sussed out the fact that he hasn't really found anything. I mean, Glide's nice and all, but he hasn't really found anything that has allowed him to progress further. It looks like he's going to be heading to the left and taking the path that Rue took, and he's probably going to be picking up both his Sunstone and his Sea Flame fairly soon. He might check Laser on the way and pick up C-Dash efficiency, which we still don't know if it's going to be useful or not. He is checking Laser, but that just gives Rue... well, I would say it gives Rue a lead, but she's only checking pickups that Gecko checked. However, in this area that Rue is going through, that Gecko went through, there are 2 blue plants that Rue can check and Gecko can't. So if one of those 2 plants has something important in there, it could be just by virtue of unfortunate routing on his side, could be a very long time until Gecko returns to this area that he's otherwise cleared almost completely to find to check what's inside those 2 plants.
Yeah, and we saw a nice sequence here on the left side of your screen by Rue. She was able to check a pickup underwater by utilizing her nice-sized health pool. It was a lot of experience, which did give her a level up and let her get out of there. But beyond that, experience isn't really super-duper helpful in terms of progression. And so she's going to be able, like you said, to check these blue plants over here. We know that the rest of this area doesn't really have a whole lot to offer, but she should be able to find Glide once she heads over near that mapstone. And we see Gecko deciding to also watch this cutscene here by the Grove Teleporter. Nice little decision, I think, just to keep it for later.
Yeah, and both of our runners did it, so it's not like one is gaining an advantage over the other. It's just a level playing field, which is always nice to watch.
Yeah, we like to see our runners more or less, getting the same things and not getting randoed by skipping a check that the other one did. And so yeah, it looks like Rue is going to come over here. She's going to have to watch a real quick cutscene here. We're going to say hi to our friend Kuro. He's going to be relevant later. Sorry, she's going to be relevant later. But not right now.
Rue is going to be picking up Glide immediately after checking this plant, and it's just a keystone. Gecko bailed out. The 2 plants that he skipped aren't anything. I like this routing from her though. This gives her quick access to the swamp loop, and she's going to be picking up the 2 teleporters. The swamp TP is nice. She didn't head up there, so that saves her a trip for later. And the Sorrow TP is, as you discussed earlier, great left side access that our runners can actually use. Because they have charge jump, sometimes you find the Sorrow teleporter and then you're just kind of sad because you don't have charge jump or stomp and can't actually use it at all. Definitely not a case in this seed.
Yeah, our runners will be able to utilize that teleporter. Sorrow is not going to be too terribly bad here since they do have Clyde. That makes a lot of routing through Sorrow pretty, I don't want to say easy, because Sorrow is definitely a scary area, but it'll make it a lot easier, I would say. We're going to see Gecko actually going to check this energy bolt here that he did not get earlier. Just an ability cell, though.
Yeah, we know from Cutieroo, who full cleared this entire area, that there's nothing here, but it's good that Gecko is coming back to leave these pickups and not orphaning them further. Gets the Grotto teleporter for his troubles, which he already has. That doesn't really do much, but you know, but you never know what could have been hiding there.
And we actually saw Rue get the 3rd level of the attack upgrade on the left side. That's quite an angry sign she has equipped right now. Normally don't see a 3rd level attack upgrade quite this early on into progression. It's kind of interesting.
That's definitely true. One thing that we could maybe talk about is both our runners have put in 2 map stones. Map stones are basically a progressive fetch quest. You turn in the first one no matter where in the world and you get an item. Then you turn in the second one and you get a different item. But however, Cutieroo is in possession of a 3rd one that she can put in when she gets to the bottom of Grotto. Gecko doesn't. So if there is something hiding on Mapstone 3, which is definitely a possible location for progression at this point, then he's going to have to find another Mapstone before he can access that. Now he's checking the 2 pickups that he skipped earlier when he dropped down through the bridge. We already know there's nothing much here. There's an attack upgrade. I'm not sure if this is going to be his 2nd or his 3rd. Not what he's looking for, but yeah, the number of available checks to our runners, even with this variable skill set, with this fairly powerful skill set, is dwindling rapidly. There aren't that many left.
Yeah, our runners are going to have to be really scratching their heads to think, where could the next piece of progression be? And we actually see Gecko finding a mapstone not too far off from the Grotto mapstone pedestal. See if he decides to go down and place that in there. And we'll see if, you know, like you said, maybe something is on mapstone 3. Gecko deciding to come down and check this blue plant with his newly found charge flame. Is rewarded with another energy cell, pretty nice. But nothing that is absolutely, you know, game-changing here at this point. Runners are still looking for that next piece of progression. Rue, actually on your left, she's going to be approaching the double jump tree here in a moment. And we actually get to see on your right side that Mapstone 3, just some experience. Really wondering, where could our progression be hiding? Very well could be in the Sorrow area, for all we know.
I don't think with the skill set there's much, if anything at all, in logic there.
There is one particular pickup that they now probably have access to. Dash Plant, which we were
that's
kind
a good
of here
shout.
earlier.
We've seen Dash Plant have progression in a fair number of races already. Just yesterday, it had charge jump in Xamsis vs Infinite. That would definitely be a candidate for a fairly troll pickup. We'll see if our runners remember. Cutieroo going left. Maybe she's heading back into BRB. We'll see what she does. Meanwhile, Gecko is checking Valley Entry. Cutieroo already checked this. I don't think there was anything important there.
Yeah, I don't know if Rue was Rue able to check that top pickup. I don't believe we saw her go up there to check it. She might have, but we might get one more check that we haven't seen here before. Meanwhile, Gecko is doing another run through of these checks, taking a real quick death. Not a big deal. He's placed a save a little bit of ways. So just having to run through these again, not a big deal.
Yeah, this is a fairly obnoxious series of wall jumps. It's fine at the moment. They have charge jump and they have a decent health pool, but this can be in logic with just wall jump and 3 health, and then it's just why.
Yep, and then we're just rewarded with some more experience. Yeah, at this point, you know, you're in the middle of a race. You haven't really found a whole lot recently. I mean, you have found Charge Flame, as well as Glide kind of recently, but all those checks that you've done since those opened up haven't really panned out super well. You know,
This is exciting. I'm sorry I have to interrupt, but this is exciting. Rue is making the play for Mount Horu, not in logic, because she doesn't have logical access, a logical way of breaking this green wall to the left, but she can do an interesting trick with this baneling here. We call kinetic storage. Basically, you just shoot it a bunch of times without aggroing it directly, and then it shoots off when you do. But Gecko has found an extra double jump at dash plant. It's not progression either. Where could our progression be hiding?
yeah, this is a real head scratcher. Rue was able to actually make it work. She is able to open up that door, and she now has access into Horu Fields. However, this is a bit of a scary area when you only have Charge Jump and Glide. I don't know if she's going to be quite able to make it over here. Maybe with a very precisely timed Charge Jump. Looks like she might have it here.
Yep.
Nicely done.
Got it.
Yeah, that is not
Well
too
done.
easy to get.
Yeah, like we said, this is not in logic, but at some point in the scene you're going to have to go here anyway. And you might as well go here now and get the teleporter for later. It costs barely any time.
And meanwhile,
And,
Liftoff has been replaced by a robot in the commentary booth. I don't know quite what's going on with what's happening here, but hello, Liftoff robot. Welcome to the stream. We actually see Forlorn Teleporter on your right side by Gecko in the drainless area as Rue decides to enter Mount Horu. And she finds Dash in Horu!
That's huge.
Oh my gosh! That's wild. That's such a weird spot for Dash. That's a really nice find from Rue, though. Wow! Oh man. Okay, she's gonna take that Dash, and I don't know where she's going with it, but she's got a plan.
Yeah, Dash just makes everything quicker. Everything you do is augmented by Dash. And the longer that Rue has it and Gecko doesn't, the more he is bleeding time doing basically everything.
Yeah, and a really nice play from Rue to decide to go over and grab that. That's, Mount Horu is not an area that you usually want to enter this early on in the logic chain. So, Rue deciding to get that and rewarded with Dash is a very, very nice play. She'll be able to make up a little bit of time here on Gecko. Meanwhile, Gecko has found the Gumon Seal, as well as the Forlorn Teleporter earlier, like we said, in the Drainless area. That does put Forlorn into logic.
And I think that might be our logical progression at this point.
It very well might be. That is a little bit scary. Because, like we said earlier, there's nothing really in Forlorn that you need to do every seed. There's, no skill tree or anything. So, getting that Gumon Seal very well could just be, a little haha gotcha by the game if you decide to go into Forlorn and there's nothing there. So we'll see if Gecko decides to head that way. But Gecko does have a little bit of a tree vantage here since he was able to hit up the Stomp tree before Rue did. However, that deficit is definitely made up for by Rue having Dash, as she uses it very well right there to very quickly kill herself and reset on those spikes.
Gecko is currently rechecking plans that he had to skip earlier. Hasn't found anything yet. Meanwhile, Rue is checking the vault that Gecko did earlier. Gets a cozy warmth return for herself as well. Yeah, I really think that Forlorn is the logical play here. I think it's definitely a smart play by Rue to sequence break and find dash. This allows her to sequence break again here, or maybe not. We'll see what she does.
Yeah, there's definitely a number of things our runners could decide to go for at this point. Dash does let our runners do some things that we normally would not be able to do. If we get up to charge dash, that will let our runners rocket jump if they really want to get even more verticality. And it looks like Rue is actually going to head over to this drainless area that we saw Gecko do earlier. If she decides to continue all the way to the tree, she'll be kind of right behind Gecko in terms of progression and pickups. She's going to level up here off of that experience in the plant. Yeah, it looks like she's going to go ahead and... Maybe not quite yet. Okay, yeah, she did remember about this pickup up here, I believe. She's fighting with this frog. Okay, never mind. She's just going to go over here and open up this water. Very nice. She's going to get her Forlorn teleporter. And... Oh, this is an interesting play.
I don't think she can make this swim. Yeah, it's way too much damage.
Yeah,
There's
that
no
is
way.
in fact way too much damage. TM. And Gecko deciding to head back into the swamp area to place a mapstone to get another mapstone. You know, it just
Amazing.
replaces itself.
Amazing.
Super efficient. Oh, and we actually saw... Okay, yeah, on the right side, both our runners collecting Forlorn Teleporter at the same time. That's really interesting. Gecko got it earlier and decided to not keep it. However, picking it up again, looks like Gecko might be taking that and heading into a Forlorn. Is he going to go? No. No, don't think so. Okay, no, never mind. He's just going to go to Swamp. Bummer. Maybe we'll see Rue decide to go for it.
Yeah, Rue Rue realizing that that's just a little too much damage to actually swim through there. She would need ultra defense, or a very well timed level up off of a fish. And she's the first to say, "Okay, I've gotten the Gumon seal. I've gotten the Forlorn teleporter." Wait, no, she doesn't actually have the Gumon seal. She's just gotten the Forlorn teleporter, but she thinks Forlorn might just be the place where further progression is hiding.
Yeah, it very well could be, for all we know. She's going to carefully damage boost over here to grab this experience here off this keystone. Nicely done. She's allowed herself to speed up a little bit. She's going to also be able to place in a mapstone here to get her mapstoneception on mapstone 4. And yeah, she's going to come over here and check a few more pickups. She's not able to check quite everything in Forlorn since she does not have Stomp. But on the right side, we actually see Gecko making the same play. Our runners high-fiving here in Forlorn. You love to see it.
You really do. Nothing's in Forlorn so far. Lots of keystones.
And, you know, Liftoff, our runners, they have Glide. They could do the Wind Escape.
Forlorn Escape doesn't seem like a bad play. They have neither Stomp nor Grenade, and both of those could be relevant.
Absolutely agreed. We'll see if they decide to go for it. There's a chance. We actually find another mapstone. Oh, Liftoff. What if we get a Water Vein mapstone seed? That could absolutely be a thing here.
Would definitely be something.
That
you
is
know what? You know what also could happen? That they go through the entirety of Forlorn, don't find anything, go out into Valley, don't find anything because progression was hiding on the escape all along. That's exceptionally rude, but it can happen.
Oh,
and
God,
there's Dash. That's huge.
Wow! What?
That Forlorn definitely was the play all along.
Wow, Forlorn strikes again. Oh man, I'm sure Rue's happy about finding Bash right there, but holy cannoli, Batman, that's quite a spot for Bash.
I think this might be enough for Rue. I'm like going through all the trees in my head, but I feel like this is probably enough for Rue to get all the trees in the game. she could find herself in a serious lumberjack mode right now. If she wants to.
Absolutely could. Yeah. The one concern, there might be a couple, but one of the concerns that she might have is getting down to the grenade tree. Since she does not have stomp or climb, she would need to do a pretty difficult Frunky lure in order to get over there. However, that could be something that she's comfortable doing. Guess we'll just have to wait and see. On your right side, we did see Gecko happily circling Bash. He's very happy to find that as well. He's actually going to check a few of these things outside of Forlorn that we saw Ryu decide to skip. Oh god, there's double jump! Whoa.
Forlorn has everything, it seems.
Wow! That's also pretty big. That's like... Oh man, that's not like super critical, but that's a nice find.
Yeah. You really want to have double jump as opposed to not having it. It's just such a comfort pickup. Just makes everything you do as Ori just feels so much better.
Oh yeah. Double jump is a very, very nice find here. Gecko fighting a little bit with this Baneling. Oh, we actually see Wind Restored on the left side from Rue. That's kind of nice. However, it might not be super relevant since we have the Sorrow Teleporter. It might be a little bit helpful.
True. If she does the lower Sorrow entry, which actually, never mind. She's in Sorrow. I was about to say that it might actually look easier than the upper one, because breaking through the floors here with only charge jump is not a trivial task. But if she's up to it, then it's definitely faster. We'll see. One thing to note is that the bash that they both found in Forlorn actually retroactively puts the dash at the bottom of Horu into logic, because that is a logical way of breaking the green wall that prevents access into Horu fields.
Yeah. Bash being in Forlorn, dash being in Horu. Ugh. This is just gross. Oh man, is this gonna work?
It sure does.
Oh my god, Rue! Wow, that was very well done on Rue's side. That is not an easy lineup to hit, and she made it look easy. Very nice job there. Oh, but unfortunately, we can't get through the thing. Oh,
there's a couple of very obscure and difficult tricks to get through that, but I think Rue is just going to say, you know what? I'm just going to go with what I know, and it's a lot easier to just come to this from below.
Yeah, unfortunate that she has to come back to that later. Ooh, on the right side though, we're gonna see a Frankie lure from Gecko. Our buddy Marvin, he's gonna be coming over here. We're gonna use him. Oh, be careful bashing him. Yeah, that's a little bit too much damage on him. That's alright though, he's gonna try it one more time. Alright, we're gonna take this Frankie, lure him all the way over to let us get access into the grenade tree. If Gecko's comfortable, he could actually... Oh no, actually no, never mind. Gecko doesn't have dash. Yeah, so Gecko has to get the Frankie up here. And this is a little bit harder of a lure. Meanwhile, on the left side, Rue is also doing a Frankie lure. Stomp this peg. Ooh, this is spicy.
Frankie lures all around. Right. And Rue gets it. The Frankie's on top of the peg. Now she just has to bait it into jumping a couple of times. Don't kill it. It's on very low health. One more jump. And she's good.
Job. Nice job. Rue is through. She's just got to place a save, and she's good to go. Gecko giving this Frankie another chance to play nice. No, this particular setup when you only have Bash to gain entrance into the grenade tree is not easy.
Yeah, definitely tricky. Especially since you really want to get the Frankie up there in just 2 bashes, because the 4th bash you do kills it, and you really want to keep 1 bash around to be able to correct further down the line. This one looks promising, but there's also spikes.
Yeah, just want to reiterate, this is hard. So we might see Gecko take a few more attempts at this. Just got to give him all your energy. I'm sure he can get it.
It's also super not in logic, so, you know.
Absolutely.
Just wanted to point that out.
Yes. However, I believe Gecko is on 5 trees, so this would make it his 6th tree. So maybe he's hoping to get a clue here on this grenade tree And then hopefully if it gets Water Vein, that'll allow the routing for the next few trees to be a little bit easier. Guess we'll have to see. Meanwhile, Rue is going to be doing this valley approach over towards Kuro and the rocks. Not really finding a whole lot, it looks like, but she's going to be able to collect her feather, quote-unquote, tree. And yeah, she'll be able to continue on from there. If she decides to go up to Sorrow, she's going to be able to nice and comfy float up there using Glide.
Yeah. She's going to check this one pickup. That it's just an ability cell, and I think she's going to show good random knowledge by knowing that this frog spawns there once you have the Sunstone, and it allows for an easy way to break those rocks and drop them onto Kuro. This will deactivate the kill plane in Valley Entry and also get her 6th tree. So she's coming back from Gecko's early tree vantage and has taken the tree vantage herself now. And we're going to see our second clue momentarily on the left side. Let's hope it's for the Water Vein and not the Sunstone, which they already have.
It is,
and the Water Vein's in Horu.
Oh my god, it's
What
happening!
is this seed, dude? What is this seed?
Okay, yeah, this is a goofy scene all around. Oh my gosh. Thankfully, Rue has already dipped into Horu. I believe she was able to get the teleporter for Horu too, if I remember correctly. So she's gonna have a real quick time just heading back there without too much of a problem. But Gecko, oh, he's not gonna be too happy when he sees that hint.
In a weird way, this might actually be good for Gecko, because it probably at least ensures that he's going to find Dash, but it might still be a ways off, and Rue is just gaining time on him everywhere.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Dash will almost certainly be something that Gecko finds, unless the very first pickup that he finds is Water Vein. Yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to see Gecko make up a little bit of time here by finding that Dash. Meanwhile, Rue is going through Misty. She's deciding to check just about everything. She doesn't want to leave any stone unturned for now. I can definitely respect this play. Nice utilization of the charge dash bashes through here, though. Very nice job. Allows her to get through Misty nice and quick. Ooh, there's clean water.
That's definitely nice.
Yeah, not super critical at this juncture, but definitely a nice find. That'll allow them to damage boost in the final escape, or be a little careless with their health if they want to, and not need to worry too much about that.
Yeah, exactly.
And Gecko getting his Water Vein and Horu hint. I'm sure he's thrilled to see that.
And Rue takes a massive death. Oh no.
Oh no, Rue.
She hadn't saved in Misty at all, and she goes back to the very entrance. That's definitely rough. And if yeah, that's more than a minute lost at this juncture. Yikes.
That is unfortunate. I definitely understand the not wanting to place too many saves in Misty, since you want to use that energy for some charge dashes. But yeah, definitely can be scary. However, she's going to blow through the rest of this. She already knows most of these pickups, so she's just going to make her way through. Not too big of a deal. We're going to see Gecko on your right side. Maybe head over towards the teleporter. Maybe he's going to want to head over towards Horu. Maybe see if he can find his Water Vein. He's actually going to go up to Sorrow. Okay. So, now here's the thing about having Water Vein in Horu. It could be... Yeah, it could be stomp locked, for all we know.
Well, if it turns out to be, then our runners have easy access to a place where they can find out where Stomp is. They do have Glide, and they have Forlorn access, so it's not as bad as it could be, but...
Yeah, exactly. Since we've already dipped into Forlorn, it could be, if it's not even stomp locked, then they don't even need to worry about doing that wind escape. But we're actually going to see Rue teleporting back into Forlorn. Maybe she's going to decide to go for this escape.
Yeah, I think this is the escape play, or maybe she has already turned in the map stone. This looks like the escape play.
Oh, she's
Oh no,
actually
it's a
doing a
key
key
dupe.
dupe
It's a
here.
key dupe. This is smart.
Nice.
This is a very fast key dupe. Well, if you don't have as much health as she does.
Exactly. But yeah, this is a nice little spot to get some extra keystones for later on. She's going to need a few when she goes into Ginzo. So definitely understand that.
And it looks
And
like she's still going to the right. I really think this might be the escape play. You know what would be
Yeah.
really funny? If Stomp were on the escape.
that would be. We'll have to see where Stomp and Grenade end up being if she decides to go for the escape. Looks like it. Yeah, she will. Okay. All right,
Let's
Liftoff.
go.
Where do you think Stomp's going to be?
I think Stomp is going to be on the escape.
Okay, okay. I like
I
that.
believe. I believe.
Okay, all right. I'm personally hoping for a nice blacker. Maybe it's in Lost Grove. Maybe it's Grandpa's house. You know, they do
Oh,
have
no.
clean water. And they have grenade. No, they don't. They don't have grenade. Never
They
mind.
don't.
Never
But
mind.
they're going to find out where Grenade is.
True.
So.
Ooh, maybe grenade is in Horu?
And
Okay,
Gecko is
I'll
heading
stop.
to
I'll
Horu.
stop.
Gecko is heading to
Nice.
Horu. This is great for him. He's probably going to find Dash. It was super accessible in the main area.
Yeah, and when he sees that, wonder how he'll be feeling, knowing that he could have, you know, maybe dipped into Horu a little bit earlier to grab that dash. Of course, dipping into Horu early, not a super common play that we see, so... Oh, Stomp is not on the escape.
Unfortunate. But we'll be finding out momentarily after we enjoy a very cool escape that we rarely see in the randomizer. So,
Yeah.
all eyes to the left. Well, maybe not all eyes. Gecko is checking some new pickups that Cutieroo skipped. But
Yes. This is a very exciting moment. We're going to see some new pickups here on the right side from Gecko, and Rue is going to head through this wind escape. A very fun escape, honestly.
definitely.
Unless
Gecko is-
you don't have glide, then maybe it's not that fun. Oh no!
I'm sure there are people who would consider it fun anyway, but
Good point.
that
Okay,
mega
Gecko's
hack
getting
is nice
mega.
for Gecko. He was getting
Yeah.
kind of bullied by those elemental shots. They're like certified snipers and they shoot very fast, so it's definitely understandable.
Oh yeah. Alright, Rue makes it through that little area there. Nicely done. This escape, when you don't have dash, can absolutely be spooky. But Rue's making nice work of it. Just carefully maneuvering through. And Gecko is going to be approaching Horu, yeah. Man, we're getting to see everything this scene. We get to see Forlorn, we get to see the
Definitely.
Wind Escape, we get to see Horu. Oh, this is good stuff.
Just missing
Alright.
the Ginso escape.
That's
We're
true.
probably not going to see that. I can't think of a reason.
Stomp is in Ginzo, Grenade
Okay,
is in
Ginzo.
Valley. Oh no!
That's huge though, because that means that Water Vent cannot be Stomp locked if Stomp is
True.
in Ginso.
True. You are absolutely right. That is actually nice knowledge. They know that, okay, I can skip all of these stomp locked pickups. Okay. Alright. They got something to work with here. Gecko checking the validation XP on your right side. It's only some experience. Instead, he's going to reload a previous file so he doesn't have to navigate back to Horu. Nice little menu setup there by duplicating his save file. He's going to find his dash pickup here. Very
There we
nice. I'm
go.
sure. Yeah. And he's going to take that. He's going to get some more checks in. We very well could see Water Vein pretty early on here.
Definitely.
But Gecko does not know that Water Vein is not stomp locked.
That's true,
Those-
but he can check the Stomp lock pickups anyway, so he's just going to go for the ones that aren't Stomp locked, and he's going to be finding Water Vein by necessity. So I don't think he's going to be too upset about that.
Yes. And on your left side, Cutieroo is going to be using another method of entry here to get to the charge jump tree. Very nicely done. Use a couple rocket jumps to get up here into Dorito Cave.
Gecko, meanwhile, has checked L4. and hasn't found the water vein there, so he's continuing with R4. This is one of the denser rooms in Horu. It has, and dense in terms of Horu means more than one pickup, so it definitely makes sense that he's starting with this one. And there's a water vein.
Oh,
And
nice.
And
Okay.
he's back out. This might be the immediate Ginso play. Might even find Stomp on the way. And then he's going to have a lot of an easier time in Sorrow because this skill set plus Stomp makes it a very easy descent from the Sorrow TP. This is a super close race.
Yeah, this is really, really tight. This is neck and neck, and we're almost an hour in. This is not something that you get to see every day. We're gonna see where Rue decides to go. She's gonna dip into Horu. Oh man. Oh, actually, Gecko on your right is going to be going to the grenade tree instead. Now that he has dashed, this Frankie lure is significantly easier. He's going to very carefully lure this Frankie over here. This Frankie likes to jump really high, and if he jumps into spikes, he just, he immediately dies. And we don't want that.
Yeah, but Gecko definitely showing his experience getting this lure, which is easier than the bash variant, but still by no means free. Getting it first try, very well done by Gecko. And he's down into the grenade tree. He doesn't have to zombie through this. He has a laser. He doesn't have to zombie through this laser. He has dash, so he's going to be picking up grenade tree momentarily while Rue is still searching Mount Horu for the water vein.
Yeah, and hopefully Rue decides to take the same approach that Gecko did, and just kind of check these lower rooms first, instead of ascending all the way up to the top and going from there. And we actually see Gecko. It looked like he was going to go for the charge jump approach to this spinning laser puzzle. That would have been. Oh, he's actually going to do it again. Nice.
And he got it. That was so close.
Oh man, nicely done. Doing it that way is not easy. So very nicely done by Gecko.
It looks like Rue is heading towards the top of Mount Horu first. This could be very bad for her because we know the water vein is at the very bottom right, and she's not going to be finding it here.
Oh no, Rue. Oh, that's just rough. And that's kind of how Rando is sometimes. You have to make a play of where you check first, and for all she knows, it could be anywhere. But
Definitely true,
like
yeah.
you said, we know where it is, and yeah, that's just rough.
Is there anything else that she could find here that would help? We know that Stomp is in Ginso. We know that Grenade is in Valley. We know that Double Jump is also in Valley. She could find Climb, I guess, which would mean she doesn't have to do a Frankie lure. But I don't think that's saving her as much time as these checks are going to cost her. Definitely an unfortunate situation for her, and that's just the way the Rando is sometimes. Through no fault of her own, just by prioritizing different checks, she's going to be bleeding a lot of time here.
Yeah, bit unfortunate, just the way that she decided to route. And like you said, no fault of her own. It is a decision. But maybe she'll decide to double back. Maybe, she just thought, okay, I'll check the right side. Maybe she just forgot about that very bottom one. Hard to say. Nice double bashes there by Gecko to ascend that little cavern. Yeah, he's able to fly through Misty too. He's going to be pretty thorough with his Misty checking as well. Maybe he's still looking for something. Kind of hard to say. But he has 3 more trees to go, and Rue only has 2 more trees. So while Rue does have the advantage of having 1 more tree done than Gecko, right now she's taking a bit longer to check for this water vein.
Yeah.
Which we know.
And Gecko also has a small skill advantage because he has double jump, which Rue never found. So
yes,
I would at this point say that Gecko is in the lead, and unless Rue turns around at this minute and goes immediately to R4, I think this is going to be pretty tough for her to come back into this.
Yeah. It's always a bummer when you have those water vein in Horu seeds, because there's so many places it could be, and you just have to make a decision where you want to check first. And yeah, Guess it played out in Gecko's favor this race. He's going to collect tree number 8. See where he decides to go next. He could enter Ginso if he wants with the water vein, or he could decide to go back into Sorrow again and get his charge jump tree. We'll be able to get some nice lore on the left side.
Definitely. Seems like Gecko is heading over to Valley, going up to charge jump, taking the lower route, saying, I'm not going to mess with those weird tricks that I would have to do up top. Using the Sorrow teleporter, definitely respectable. He's going to go around here because I don't think he has C-Dash. He spent most of his ability points in the purple tree, and then had to spend some in the red tree as well for cutscene skips. So he's just going to take the path around here. It's a little bit slower, but not by that much. And then he's going to be setting up for Sorrow Bash, since he never found wind that Cutiro did.
Ooh, yeah, good point. Sorrow Bash, a very difficult trick in the vanilla game, made significantly easier with the double bash bind just being built into the game, but still not super easy. We do see Gecko having to attempt this a second time. However, with the save down there, it's not too bad. He's just going to take this bird and, do some bashes. This bird is... Oh, the bird's actually still alive. Oh, he's going to hang on to it. Nice.
What an amazing setup for Sorrow Bash.
Yeah, I definitely thought that bird was gonna ram right into the spikes there, but Gecko proving me wrong. Very nicely done. He's gonna head over towards charge jump. Wonder how he's gonna enter and break this.
He doesn't have charge. Oh, he's doing a terror break. This is clever. Good game knowledge by Gecko. By placing a save, using a save anywhere immediately under the ceiling, and then dying while charge jumping, the charge jump hitbox lingers for a brief moment after the respawn and allows him to break the ceiling. A very good knowledge of the game here, allowing him to get through that ceiling without having access to rocket jumps like Rue did. And Rue is coming up on the water vein. This is the pickup here. She's going to find it, and there she is.
All right, that's really good for her. She's going to be able to make up some time here now that she's got that water vein. They're pretty close in terms of tree count. Rue's only going to be one behind, not having hit up Grenade Tree quite yet. However, oh yeah, that's tree 9 for Gecko, and Rue is going to be getting her 9th tree here in Ginzo here in just a moment. Still advantage Gecko here.
Definitely advantage Gecko, but it's not as big as I initially thought. If he maybe fumbles door warp a couple of times, and we know that Rue chose violence earlier, so she can just drop down. Or if he takes one or two deaths in the escape, then Rue could come back into this. She does need to move fast, though.
Yes. The advantage of having Charge Dash is also on Rue's side. She was able to level it up. She's been utilizing that all run. However, Gecko not having quite as many ability points when he needed them, has not quite leveled that up yet. And so, yeah, this is still very, very close. We're deciding to do some checks here in Ginzo. Not quite sure what else she's still looking for. Maybe just deciding to, get these checks in anyway. Just a lot of ability points.
She knows that Stomp is here. Maybe she wants that.
That is a good point. Getting Stomp would enable her to... Okay, no, not quite. It would make the... so close to getting that charge dash redirect there. Getting Stomp would allow her to access the grenade tree a little bit easier.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm thinking it would also give her Stomp cancels, but no, she does not have double jump. Gecko has double jump. And our runner's actually neck and neck here. They're basically doing the same thing here. Oh man. Both fighting the mini-boss at the same time. Rue able to dispatch it. Although they actually got the kill just about at the same time. Oh my gosh, the door is opening almost synced.
And Rue's still checking stuff, and Gecko is just a little more confident. Gecko just go-moding this. He does not need any more checks.
Yeah, Gecko fighting a little bit with this lantern.
There's Stomp. That's going to make Grenade Tree super fast for Rue. But
nice.
but it's still going to take her like a minute. And Gecko is going to head directly to the final escape, so he will need to take at least 1 or 2 deaths here for Rue to catch up. Still a very close race, though.
Yeah, I didn't expect us to be this close in. Over an hour into the seed. Our runners both making very similar decisions, teleporting at the same time. Oh, this is really, really close. But yeah, like we said, Rue does still need to hit up the grenade tree. However, having Dash and having Stomp, she's able to just very quickly come through here, break the floor. She doesn't need to bring over our friend Marvin. She's going to be able to get down here, no problem. And Gecko also choosing violence. I respect it. Saying
Definitely
no to door warp.
A respectable choice.
Yeah, door warp definitely being the bane of a lot of people's existence in races. Rue doing a nice little rocket jump off of that baneling. That's not too easy. Those banelings like to be a bit aggressive.
And Gecko is starting the final escape while Rue is having trouble setting up a save. Anyway, there we go.
Yeah, she is able to get it. She is still behind. And Gecko is going to be able to start his final escape with double jump. With that advantage over Rue, it's definitely looking like his race to lose.
Yeah.
Looks like Gecko has all the pieces of the puzzle put together, and it's just execution here for him on out.
Yeah, this is not a terribly tough escape, but especially this far into the seed, it can happen that you get nervous, thinking that maybe the other player is hot on your heels. We'll have to see. I don't think Gecko is going to have much trouble with this, but we never know. Rue is definitely close on his heels, teleporting to her right now. She can't be more than 2 minutes behind.
Yeah, absolutely. Still super duper close. However, with rocket jumps, Rue is going to be able to do fish strats. Well, Gecko cannot. I don't know if that's going to be enough to make up for. Probably not.
Probably not. No, but it turned out to be very close in the end. That horror routing really cost Rue. Kind of unfortunate to see.
Yeah, it really did.
Gecko's out. GG.
GG's to Gecko. He's going to be finishing up here just about a 110. Very respectable time when it comes to having to find Water Vein in Horu. When you have Dash in wherever the heck it was.
Horu as well.
Yeah, also in Horu. And Bash in Forlorn. Quite a crazy seed. But Rue's going to be blowing through this final escape with Charge Dash. Yeah, she's got to be feeling pretty comfy about this skill set for the final escape. Yeah, and having clean water as well for both runners, making this more or less a breeze. And look at all that health. Yeah, they got nothing to worry about. But Rue will be finishing in second place today. Gecko is going to be moving on in the lower bracket. GG's to him. And to Rue as well for a very well done race. This was very close.
Definitely. We saw the lead change a couple of times. It was very entertaining to watch. Both runners did some very cool strats, and it got super close at the end. They're both holding right at the same time. Imagine that.
Yeah. Rue is going to unfortunately be holding right when she sees that Gecko has finished. One of the worst feelings in Randomizer, but still very nicely done.
109.45 final time for Gecko. Rue is going to be less than a minute behind, I think. What a race, Rom.
Yeah, this was a really good one. It's not too often we get to see a seed with such spicy skill locations. Yeah, we'll hopefully get our runners here in for an interview in a few moments if they decide they want to take that opportunity and chat with us about what they were thinking throughout the seed. Of course, it's never required by any runner if they are not feeling up to it. Definitely understandable.
Yeah.
And yeah, but while that is getting prepared, let's take a quick moment and discuss the upcoming races. We have 3 of them for tomorrow, August 18th. Wait, that's today. Never mind. We have 1 of them. 2 of them tomorrow. Oh, goodness. We have 1 of them at 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern. Grem versus Tritonite. Very exciting matchup. As well as tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, Fupio versus Turtle. both of those races. We have yet to figure out where those are going to be streamed on, what channel they'll be streamed on, but you definitely don't want to miss out on either of those races.
Yeah, definitely going to be super spicy races. Meanwhile, Rue has finished as well her final time. I saw the timer finish like 2 seconds late, so her final. But regardless, her final time is less than a minute after Gecko. As we said a couple of times, this was a very, very close race and definitely a ton of fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Very, very nicely done.
Both of our runners are on deck, so we are going to be pulling them in for a quick interview.
Yeah,
GG.
we have both of them here. GG's to both of you. That was a really, really exciting match. I hope you both feel good about how you played. That one was a joy to watch. GG's, guys.
Yeah,
All
GG's.
right. Yeah. So, we want to real quick talk to you about how you felt about the seed and, yeah, just about your routing. So, let's start with you, Gecko. When you saw that you got the Gumon seal as well as the Forlorn Teleporter pretty close together, were you immediately thinking, I should go to Horu? Or, I hope you weren't thinking that. Were you thinking about going into Forlorn at that point?
Yeah, so I got the full-on TP and I was like, okay, that's terrible. And then I found the Gumon seal on the tree and I was like, oh, right. So it made sense. It made sense to go and check that just because I was starting to run out of places to check. Like I think I revisited a couple of places, going, "There's a pickup here that I missed," and then there's no pickup there because I already picked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. And then, Rue, question for you. You decided to enter Horu a little bit early, and you were handsomely rewarded by finding Dash almost immediately. How were you feeling at that point when you were able to find Dash?
I felt very, very confident, but then I was debating whether or not to continue, but my health was so low. So I was just like, I'll just get the TP and then I'll just like check the, easy areas that I could get to. But yeah, I felt very happy to find Dash in like the very beginning.
Definitely makes sense. So Gecko, I wanted to ask you about. Not just Gecko, like both of you. What was going through your heads when you picked up your sixth tree and saw that the water vein was in Horu?
I didn't see the clue. I think I saw it in Sorrow. I didn't realize it until Sorrow. And so I think, I wish I went to horror a little bit earlier once I saw that clue. I think I was more focused on trying to find some way to get into BRB, but yeah. Sorry, Gecko, that was...
No, it's good. Yeah, I don't think I noticed straight away either. I think it was just like, I'm confused a little bit, and then eventually when I did see it, I was like, oh, okay, that's terrible. I can't remember if I can't remember if I got my clue after or before. I think I got it. I think I noticed that the horror clue just before I found Bash, sorry. Like when I was doing like my forlorn clear. And then so once I finished Forlorn and was like, oh great, now I have to go to Horror to find that. And I actually can't remember all of the rooms in Horror, so I can't remember which ones have stomp blocks and stuff. So I was just going for pickups I knew I could get to without needing stomp, and it just so happened the water vein was in one of the early ones that I found, so it's just like just went straight out of there.
Yeah, and on that note, actually, we actually saw on Rue's side, she decided to do the Forlorn Wind Escape to figure out, where Stomp was. Since, Horu has Stomp Block pickups, we might need it. And we actually saw that it was in Ginzo. And so we're like, oh, wait, crap. So now we know that the water vein cannot be Stomp Blocked. So it was actually a really interesting find when she was able to find that. So, yeah, very interesting.
And we got to see Forlorn Escape. Always fun.
I did think about Forlorn Escape going, well, Stomp is going to be needed possibly in Horror, so I did think, should I go back into Forlorn and do the Escape? I think I probably would have been even more confused if I had done the Escape and found out that Stomp is in Ginzo, because I'd be like, huh.
Yeah. Anyway, GG's both of you. It was a very fun race to watch. Thanks for joining us for a quick interview afterwards. Gecko, one final question I have for you. So you're going to be continuing in the tourney, and you're actually going to be playing. Your next match is going to be against my esteemed co-commentator Romulus. How are you feeling going into that matchup? Any thoughts on that?
Could be
And feel free
very
to trash talk
interesting.
me.
No, I mean, I think I've gone against you recently-ish, and you wiped the floor with me or something. So, there's that.
Oh man, we actually did have our match was restreamed, one of the prelims. I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah, it was
but-
our prelim match, and then I think you finished like super early or whatever, and then I can't remember if it's you sort of like pressed a keybind or something by accident or whatever, but yeah.
It'll be a fun one.
Our prelim match was fun, so hopefully I can, get revenge and.
There you go. Yeah. Get back at me for it.
You just draw it up.
Well, we're
Alright,
definitely
well,
hoping everybody has fun.
exactly.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, well, GG's to both of you. Both played really well. Hope you enjoyed your time in the tournament, Rue. We enjoyed having you.
Thank you. Have a good one, everyone. I love you guys. Bye.
All right.
All right, everyone, that's going to do it for us today. Like we said, tune into those matches tomorrow at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, just want to take a quick second to thank both of our people here helping us out in the truck, Cerebrin and Lion. Thank you very, very much, as well as Apple for the restream. And of course, Liftoff, my wonderful co-commentator. Thank you very much. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you, Rom. It was a pleasure to commentate with you. And also, thank you to everyone who watched tonight. Have a good one. See you tomorrow for our next match. Bye.